See, when recruiters send you job assignment, they tell you exactly what they want. So if you want to get selected, just pay attention to what they have asked for and exactly deliver exactly what they have asked for. Okay, and we will see the difference between what the recruiters have asked her to submit and what she exactly have submitted. ठीक है, and pre-processing exactly what. Okay, imbalance के लिए क्या करना है वो भी उन्होंने दिया है, deliverable क्या है ये भी उन्होंने देखा है कि क्या वो देखने वाले हैं, what they are going to look when they will see your data exploration and pre-processing. Okay. Second is model development, supervised. Trainer exactly goal, steps, and deliverables. What do you else need? And what are the possibilities that you will ruin this chance? Freshers do not usually get the call. Third is model development for unsupervised. Goal given, steps given, deliverable given, and it is extra. Note, this unsupervised model is optional but will be given higher preference in evaluation. Why would you miss the chance? Why will you miss the chance? What they want? Jupyter or Python script, readme file. Important, very important. Whenever you are preparing any kind of data, any kind of you are working on data and you are doing as a data scientist project preparing, please prepare yourself or train yourself in a way that you are creating a documentation, readable documentation. When they usually say write the documentation in a way that the concepts, the scientific, the mathematical, statistical concept will be understood by normal common person. Okay, like when we prompt ChatGPT that okay, explain this as you are explaining to the 5-year-old, that is what they want. When your stakeholders are from not from your science background, not from your technical background, and if they want to understand what you want, what they have asked you to do and what you are providing. Okay, so readme documentation or PPT best practice you should follow. In documentation, what they want, model performance summary with the key metrics and explanation है. Visualization, plots for evaluation, confusion matrix, ROC, PR curves, overview of unsupervised approach if implemented, including examples of detected anomalies. Anomaly detection क्यों होता है? It is outlier. Okay, because this is very important. Detected anomalies, that means the company wants you to do this. Maybe they have this biggest issue of outliers and whatever would be. The evaluation criteria, data pre-processing, thorough handling of missing values, outliers and class imbalance, modeling and metrics, explainability and insights, and documentation. Documentation, this is exactly what they want. They have given us the exact steps what they want from us. Okay, she has imported tons of libraries. TensorFlow, okay, Matplotlib, PLT, okay, fine, fine, okay, okay. She has loaded the data. No, what she has done on exploratory data analysis. Let's see. DF head, okay. She has not. ठीक है, देखते हैं. Okay. Now, info. Info में क्या है? All are non-null values. Good. Our job is easy here a little bit. So these are some 30 columns, 31 columns, and in these 31 columns, only time, amount, and class that can be understood at okay, these are time, class, and amount. ठीक है? Describe. This is the good way. Okay, we are seeing, but where we are going to use it, you should explain it a little bit. You know here that what we have got. And the main important thing is what is this V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6? When you're loading the data, you get that explanation file, you know, that txt file with the data that they explain what each column and row means, like what is this time, what is this V1, what is this V2, what is this V3, and she is not explaining it here. It should have been done in here only when she is df.head. She has loaded the data. Only here she should do this, that what is V1 means, V2 means, V4. You know, a formal explanation should be there. Now I'm reviewing this file, for example, as a recruiter. Let's see, I'm assuming I'm a recruiter. And now I'm like, okay, what is this V25? What is this? I don't know. Amount, okay, can be understood. What is amount? Class is like, okay, 0 and 1, if it's fraud or not. But the first mistake is this. You should always give your objective business problem and explanation of the dataset first, before even starting the exploratory data analysis. Okay, now because I'm reviewing this as a third party, I don't know what I'm going into. What is this dataset? I don't know what is this dataset. Even though I'm familiar with the problem, credit card fraud, but this is like What is this? V1, V2, V3. Even though you will assume that, okay, everybody knows this is like a common sense, but not everybody is from your domain, right? So you need to make this clear. What does this everything means? What are their types? How these columns are viewed. Okay, because if this is, I'm not understanding this, she has not explaining this, that means she has just blindly loaded and just blindly followed this step, not even understanding, not even taking that hardship to explain. Bad. This is first mistake. Okay. Now here is time. I don't know if we are going to use time in future, but this is in the float. If this is an object or what, only class is integer, amount is in the float. Fine. T. Now she has done derive dot isnal dot sum. Usually this is good practice, but actually here they have told us, na, every value is non-null. Every column is non-null. There is no null value. Have you explained this? Have you created this text in here and said that, okay, there is no null value in these data sets? No. This you should write. If there is no null value, why there is max? This may seem like, okay, why are you exaggerating? This is just a code. No, this is not. As a data scientist, whatever steps you take, there should be a meaning to that. Whatever you are going to submit. If there is no null value, why there will be max? I mean, already I'm just off. This she is not even in my, like, okay, this in until this. No, I don't want to see ahead, whatever it is. No matter how great results she have got after data modeling, after model training, this is not impressing me. Okay. I mean, there is no proper structure in exploration the data. When you are exploring the data, why do you explore the data? You explore the data because you want to know. You're not showing anybody. This is for yourself. This is for yourself. Data exploration is for yourself as a data scientist to explore the data. The data that you have been provided with. What is the data? Why this data is there? What is the relation of these data, these columns to the business problem? Is it really worth to taking each and every column as a feature? Or you should enrich the data? Or you should drop some values, drop some columns because they are just not worth it? Or you should change the index of the data? You would only understand this when you would explore the data and understand the data. And I'm already not impressed. I'm already like, she's not that good. Okay? DF duplicated, okay, duplicates value. DF drop duplicates, good. Now she has visualized the class. Okay. And here we are clearly seeing there is huge class imbalance. This is very common. Very common. There is always class imbalance. And so much that it is not even visible. Okay. Okay. Here she has written something. Most of the transactions are non-fraud. If we use this data frame as the base for a predictive model analysis, we might get into a lot of errors. An algorithm will probably overfit since it will assume the most transactions are not fraud. But we don't want our model to assume, we want our model to detect patterns that give signs of fraud. Good. No problem. Okay. Transaction distribution by class. But why she is doing this? If I was in her place, I would have separated the data set for class 0 and class 1. Just for visualization purpose, that what kind of transactions are included in class 0, there is no fraud, and what are the fraud based transactions, specifically. And this is very important to separate them for exploration, because as long as I have seen it, it gives help, like it directly tells you what things are causing fraud and what things are not causing fraud. Okay, so when you are visualizing this and you have class imbalance problem, you should always separate the data. Now see, 0 and 1 is not even visible. How can I make sure that this thing is including class 1? I mean, if I'm there to predict the class 1, to predict the class 1, I should only visualize the class 1 now. And even if I want to visualize class 0, you should do it separately. Why we do this? For our understanding. But this is just the confusion, right? Here she should have been added some observation. Now same problem in here. Now you will see that here everything is red and what we want is blue. There is no problem in visualizing class 0, but at least do it separately, na? Especially when there is class 1 is like in few thousand and class 0 is like in lakhs. It is not even visible. The only few blue lines are there. One blue, two blue. Let me see if you're even seeing it. Okay, now see. Okay. Are you able to see this one or two, maybe three? I don't know. But what is the purpose of visualizing if you're not even able to extract any meaning out of that data? What meaning you are extracting out of this graph? Nothing. I mean, at least I'm not understanding anything. Okay, I can see there are some outliers, very few outliers, but there are outliers, but only showing class 0 na. We should understand what also class 1 is representing, because that is our main concern according to our business problem. We are finding the credit card frauds, right? We are going to teach our model to predict credit card frauds. And what are credit card frauds are represented by? Class 1. Then why class 1 is not here? I would like to see now what is class 1, what class 1 is telling us. Okay, what kind of those transaction amounts are represented by class 1. What kind of transaction amounts are leading to frauds? What are those patterns? I would like to see that, but there is no pattern. How can you understand this? There is any pattern. Okay, here we can see ठीक है. This is normal. Okay, 0 and for 1. So basically higher of the credit card frauds are below 5,000. Only 5,000, below 5,000 maybe 2,000, 3,000 maybe. But you should know this more than this. Okay, you should know class 1 more than class 0, because you're predicting class 1. You are going to predict the class 1. Class 1 is the problem, and now we are there on a job to, okay, please tell me what is the credit card fraud that can happen in advance so that I can save my business. You are there for a purpose. You're not just there for, okay, load the data, visualize randomly, train test fleet, k-means, post it, evaluate, okay, done, send. This things doesn't serve the purpose of a data scientist. Okay, next. Again, fraud transactions over time. This time is in second. What am I understanding? Time is in second. Now, am I going to take my calculator and found, okay, 120,000 seconds means this in minutes, and this. If you want to visualize this time second time column, in here only you could have changed the type. Time, d type, date time, pd dot to date time. We have this. So first job was to change this. How unprofessional of that. And do you really think that this type of silly, we think it's silly, but it is very costly to the business. So it is not silly, it is very expensive mistake. How can you not change the type if there is time? I mean, this is my process. I don't know even if I'm going to use the time or date, whatever that is present in the data set. The first thing I do is I check the date time. If it is to date time, if it is not, I change it to the date time. And whatever else is okay, I'll look after that. If it is not useful by feature engineering step, I will drop date column absolutely. Okay, but you should do this. At least you know what time, what day type of the time is. Okay, and how can you expect them to choose you? I mean, even if you are understanding what this plot is telling me, please comment in the box. Comment yourself, okay? Post a comment and tell me what this transaction amount versus time, what this graph is suggesting. What is the meaning? What is the observation? Okay. So here she has visualized feature V1. First, the column, V1 column, distribution by class. Just one? Eh? What? Okay, she has only visualized one column, that is V1, and everybody else is like what? Useless? And how? What do you know by V1? What should I understand by V1? What is V1? Is it like some kind of villain? V1? Very unprofessional. And you should always visualize every single column. You should like dig deep into every column, the understanding what that column is telling you. You should know that. You should visualize this, the pre-processing, the exploratory data analysis. As the name suggests, you should explore the data column wise. You should explore the data column to class, relation with each column. There is also correlation matrix. We don't know if she has visualized the correlation matrix, but it is also important to understand feature importance. But she has only visualized the V1, and that is like, okay, that's it. Class value count, this should be way before, way before. After that, we are visualizing the class imbalance plot. This step should be the next to that plot. And can you see the imbalance? Oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 2,84,000 are class 0, and only are not even 500, 492 are class 1. So whatever you're visualizing about that is only you're visualizing class 0 only. You don't know the class 1 distribution. How can you expect someone like this to solve a business problem? And this is what recruiters are watching, this is what they're checking, if you're really into that place to solve the business problem. Are you really going to help the business to solve their problems, or you're just going to be the headache, just a liability for business? If you are employee, that means you are there as a responsible person to solve that problem. I've already rejected this application, this case study way ago. Like, I'm not even going below what your code is telling, what are your evaluations. Data scientists spend 80% of their time only and only pre-processing, exploration. They're not even going to touch the models. It is like only 20% model training and evaluation, deployment, and these things are only 20%. 80% of the time you are only exploring the data set, understanding the business problem, creating stories, maps. You're just discussing with your fellow data scientists, your team, and you're just, why should someone hire you as a data scientist? That's it. What they have done now, splitting the data set. This person is directly coming from the boot camp, because boot camp students don't understand this, because they have been trained on absolutely clean data. Boot camps never give you unprepared, unclean data. They give you absolutely clean data, and the only job is load the data, trend test split, model training, fit transform, evaluate model. हो गया, that's it. Accuracy क्या है? I don't even want to go ahead, but for the sake of this video, I'm going ahead because I'm already off. I'm already dropped my interest. This assignment is already in my dustbin. Now, here she is, just randomly X and Y, dropping DF class, knowing that class 1 is only 492 compared to class 0. There is no match. At least you are going to do this, use stratification, under sampling. Here she is doing X under sample and Y under sample. Now see, we can see this is just the copy pasted code. If you are doing this here already, what she has done here, count minority, that means only minority things. What is minority class? They reduce the class 0 to that level. So here she has given x under sample and y under sample, variable name after undersampling. See, now class 1 was 492, class 0 has also come down to 492. Okay, fine. Now standardize the data. I think after this step, at least she could have visualized what this undersampled data looks like. Okay, now standardization, fine. She has standardized what? Here we have undersampled x undersample and y undersample. This is the visualized undersampled data. And in the standardization, she has used X test. Why would you do that? अगर आपको स्टैंडर्डाइज ही करना है तो एक्स अंडर सैंपल को स्टैंडर्डाइज करो ना. यहाँ पे उन्होंने सेपरेट भी नहीं किया. दैट मीन्स दिस एक्स टेस्ट, दिस वेरिएबल पाइथन इज रिलेटिंग दिस variable to this X test. And what is this? This is not even undersampled, oversampled, smooth, nothing. Directly X test. We have just done this undersampling. And she's again, why? Again X and Y. Drop. What? Again, double. I mean, this thing, and this code. Why such an unprofessional way of presenting? I mean, that clearly means this person doesn't understand what data science means. What is the purpose of data scientist? This person doesn't understand anything. If you're already dropped null values, then why are you imputing simple imputer? You already dropped null values, na? Then why this simple imputer again? You simple imputer is just a smart way of handling null values. That's it. Do you really think? Please comment, guys. Do you really think this assignment deserve a callback? X test. Why trend? What is the purpose then? Why did you do this undersampling? That undersampling is not even used anywhere. This accuracy 1 is for 0 from 1 class 0 because the model has only learned class 0. And how confident you can be, yaar? This code you can get anywhere, and this code can be copy pasted from anywhere. There is no documentation, there is no observation mentioned, and there is no thoughtfulness in taking those steps. Can this ROC and AOC curve can be taken into account if the AOC is 98%? This is showing AOC is 98%. Can you really believe this project, this assignment can solve a real life problem? Decision tree, fine. Okay, hyperparameter tuning. Now she is using two different. This is X train and Y resampled. Here they are using X train, Y. Pay attention to this, guys. Okay, X train and Y Okay, and here she's fitting X strength with Y resampled. These two should be as it is as they have provided in here, because this is the input and this is the function. If you are not giving that input and you are telling that function to use this Y resampled and X strength. Okay, function uses X strength from here. Where is Y resampled? Above. Okay, parameter grid, fine. Okay, fine. Again here IMB learn, undersampling, smooth, near miss, stratification. Here she has used this. Okay, extend and Y resampled. Okay, why are you doing this double R? I mean, this person doesn't understand what that code means. Okay. This defined function, user defined function, is done here. That's why I think that why she didn't get any error, because she is again she has done it in here, and in here she has used properly. Like, okay, what is the input? Extend and Y resampled. Fine, but what impression that recruiter is going through? Even if you are just a fresher, 1 or 2 years of experience, can you really hire this person? I mean, why? Same code, same, at least. Okay, if you're even you are copy pasting, just edit na, just a little bit edit. Here she's scoring recall, fine, whatever, but tell me if she has imported smart near miss stratified k-fold. Okay, fine, it is used, but where is used smart and near miss? Have you even used? If you're not going to use, why you're importing it? This is directly extend and wire is sampled. Smart is not even there. Doesn't matter if you're even getting this kind of results. But this copy paste can, anybody can do this. This is freely available on Kaggle. But do you really think there is any thought process? Y test and X test. Now she has here used Y test, X test. Okay. And what the confusion matrix tells you, out of only 21 are been predicted right. 21 is like type 2 error and 77 are been predicted right. That means the model is trained on only class 0. It can only predict that if there is no credit card fraud. Even there is a huge credit card fraud, this model will only tell there is no credit card fraud. Okay. Model evaluation. Random forest. If you are already done 10 test split, why are you constantly using 10 test split? Now she has used here Ytran. For decision tree, she has used extend and Y sample. And here is weighted. Why weighted? Weighted is used in multi-class. This is 2 class. This is binary. In binary, here we used binary average. So what is the mistake here? The mistake is we have got really good random forest metrics. Okay, what is this? Can you see that? Here. Okay, here. Accuracy 1, perfect. Precision 1, perfect. Recall 1, perfect. F1 score 1, perfect. What is this telling you? This is 1 means absolutely as it is. Like if there are 2 class 1, that means there are predicted 2. Exactly. Model is absolutely. Model is God here. This is what this evaluation metric tells us. This evaluation is telling us model is God. But what is the problem? It is used weighted average. Weighted average means what is weighted average? What is weighted? Like what has highest weightage? Class 0. If class 0 is weighted, then this metrics, this accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score is gonna be calculated on class 0. That means random forest is really good in prediction, but this random forest is only predicting class 0, not class 1. Are you understanding what I'm telling you? Hmm? Yeah. Importance of, okay, fine. There is no explanation what this plot suggests. What is V17? If there are stakeholders and ask you what is V17 in here, what is this feature importance, that is highest important feature, highest important this in all those columns. What is V17? We should pay more attention to this, because what is V17? And if she is not able to tell you that what is V17, how your business would focus on that feature so that they are going to predict or find the credit card frauds more often. That means where the column V17 is involved, the credit card frauds are happening more often. But what is V17? What is V12, 40? There is so much vagueness and there is so much naiveness. XGBoost. Again, trend test split. Again, you should explain now what these parameters tell. No explanation. Now, if I'm sitting here, non-technical person in the stakeholder team, and I'm asking you, what is this call sample by tree? What is this? What is this n estimator? Why it is there? Why are you using max step to 5? Why is learning lead 0, 1? Why you are giving the learning lead? The model should find the best learning lead by itself, na? What is explanation of this? This is end. This is end of the video. End of the assignment. And we don't know. There is so much unclarity, I would say. Nothing is clear here. It is just copy pasted code without thinking anything. Even if you are absolutely naive, how much time does it really takes to just search what is credit card, what is credit card for fraud, how you should, and there are very easily available videos that tell you what you should do and what you should not do. But even freshers are not getting called back, and by chance you get a call back and you ruin your chance like this. Now here TensorFlow is imported. Why? We don't know. PCA never used, truncated never used, TSNE never used, patches never used, SVM not even SVM is not used, SMOT is never used, near miss is not used. I mean, how much unprofessional behavior you are showing through this coding assignment to the recruiter, and if they do not call you back, you blame them that they just don't want fresher. It's not that freshers are not getting callbacks, freshers are getting callbacks, but you are ruining this way. Do you really want to do this? If you are really doing this on your own, I will tell you, please do not apply for data science job, because this is very important, respected, and worthwhile job. The business decisions are dependent on you. So they have also telling that unsupervised machine learning is not used. Unsupervised, you should be there, na? Though they have told you that it is optional, but they also told you na that this is they will be given more importance to they will give more importance to unsupervised learning. But how much easy? Do you really think this assignment was really easy, but she just blew it? Just because of unprofessionality, she blew it. This is like gem. This job assignment was a gem for you to step to get your first job, and you are just reading it this way. Mistake number one is jumping to modeling without even proper EDA, exploratory data analysis. Candidates skip visualization, class imbalance, insights into fraudulent transactions. Now here credit card fraud. So she should have, just as I told you before, she should have just separated the two data sets, one with absolutely class 0 and one with absolutely class 1. Okay, that the EDA is like the base of your model. How you are exploring the data tells how you are going to solve that problem. I always say that even before feature engineering step, you should be already visualizing the what should deployment model should look like, and what are the deliverable result should look like. Before feature engineering, that kind of confirmation and that kind of insight you should be getting out of that exploratory data analysis step. That important that step is. Okay, so take your time with EDA, understand feature correlation. She have not explored the correlation matrix. You could have done that, and distribution. Okay, so what is second mistake? Second mistake is poor imbalance handling. As we have seen in her assignment, she have done undersampling step, but she has nowhere used that undersampling. That data set, undersampled data set, she has used nowhere. She is always using X-train, by resampled, X-train, Y-train. And this is such a expensive mistake, I would say, that this only a naive person can do, like absolutely no experience. And if you want a recruiter to recruit you for a certain job, then you should show that kind of seriousness in your assignment only. The job assignment is ultimate. You should always focus on how you give your best. The third is ignoring unsupervised model requirement. How properly these mistakes are matching with this fresher's job assignment project, that she has also ignored unsupervised model. She has only used supervised models. Mistake number 4, subpar documentation. Documentation. Read me file or a PPT. Very important. Okay, and you should always document. I mean, whatever you are taking steps in your data, in your code file, your notebook, you should always explain what are the observations, what is your idea behind that code, and why are you using it. If this is not working, what else can be working? Then use that. If that is also not using, what are the possible outcomes if you are ignoring this result? So it is very deep understanding of data science concept, and real world case studies can give you that kind of understanding that how documentation and step in the job assignment is important. This is not just your bootcamp case study that okay, just go and just use it, see how it works. It is not see how it works. It is you are there to show I know this is how I can be very valuable to your business. Don't fail to recruiters, otherwise recruiter fails you. Okay, so next, mistake number 5, not visualizing and explaining the result. She has visualized, but she has not explained the result. As I have told you, she has used a weighted average, but weighted average is just useless because it is a binary problem. In binary problem, she has used weighted average, she has used recall. Why she has used recall as a scoring? Not explained. Why? We don't know. And she has not even used sharp value, line value to interpret a model prediction. Does she have used feature importance visualization? But we don't know what each feature represent. What is that meaning? Where that feature came from? We don't know. So we cannot tell that okay, she has done this. She has not made this mistake. She has definitely made this mistake. Okay. So what are the recruiters looking for? We should always ask yourself, always connect to recruiters on LinkedIn and always post on their LinkedIn what is expected, what is not expected, what is ideal, what is not ideal. If you are paying attention to that, please include those things in your job assignment, in your resume, in your CVs. Okay, so here what are recruiter expecting? Recruiter is expecting analytical thinking in data preprocessing. Data preprocessing, this is not a boring, this is not a design, this is not just elevating how it will look, this is not representation, this is for your understanding of data. Okay, so analytical thinking, you should develop that during the data pre-processing step. Okay, then clear presentation of results. What is clear presentation of result? If you're evaluating, why that evaluation is coming. Okay, because the code is same everywhere. You can copy paste the code from anywhere. You can get it from GitHub, you can get it from Kaggle, you know, wherever. But what you cannot get it, why is presenting the result is that the way it is, why that result is the way it is. You should explain, this is the explainability, these are the limitations of this model. So many freshers make this mistake, that they don't understand this importance, that why you should explain your code at that level, you know, because you are explaining these things to someone, and this model is being used and deployed somewhere, and the people are going to use it. Okay, so second thing what recruiters are expecting is importance of clean, understandable code and actionable insights. We are not seeing it in this code. Definitely cleanliness, this is not cleanliness. Understandable, not understandable, because there are repetitive steps, not used what she has imported, you know, and there are no actionable insights where this code can be used, what are the limitations. I've already told you, nothing. You should always be very careful. Put yourself in the shoes of a data scientist. Don't just tell them, okay, if they hire me then only I'll be a data scientist. No, become a data scientist before they hire you. Okay, very important thing. So what is the conclusion? Remember, exploratory data analysis is your foundation. Take time, even before applying, even before starting to apply the job. Spend fair share of your time in understanding EDA. Okay, EDA is so much important. I've already told you in initial few minutes of our video that data scientists spend 80% of their timing in only cleaning, exploring the data. That means the data pre-processing step is only dedicated for 80% of the time. That much importance that step has. Be creative. Always be like, how I can solve this problem, not just how I can get the evaluation out of this model, but try to solve the problem, you know. So this is it. Have you ever received data science assignment? How you have solved it? I would like to hear it from you. If you want to review your data science assignment from me, please share it with me in the comments, or I will link my email ID. Send me to the email ID. I will review your assignments and give you suggestions, improvements. Okay.